Okay, guys, welcome back. And actually, kind of surprised about how the first video actually went so far. I do have to apologize though. I didn't know that I had the comments shut off, so I went back and I fixed that, so everybody can do their comments. So this time we're going to get a little bit more into what the book has to do, how to get set up and get ready to play with this. And from the last video, yeah, I lied. I am going to dig out the Spectrum charger and get that to charging the battery so that we can go and see if we can do a little running video later on. This one is just going to be basically just going through and looking a little bit closer at the chassis and how the suspension is and all that stuff, and then take her out for a run later. So here we go. Get the body off of here so we can check out some more of the cool stuff they got going on in here. I seen that there is a little jumper wire, I guess, for programming. And I do see, probably can't hardly see it on here, but these little guys right here, you can move those around for whichever way that you need to get things set up for, I guess. I'll look in the book too, but I believe one of the old ESC that's in my other touring car, my old vintage touring car, it's for setting it up for either the brushed, brushless, or lipo, but that ESC doesn't have for brushless. It's too old for that one. It was just for messing with lipos, and I guess it's too old for that. Anyways, I wanted to get in here and look at this a little bit deeper because I'm actually quite surprised that these little old shocks, even though that they're oil filled, they're not leaking. There's not a leak one on these little suckers, which is super awesome. So we're gonna get in here and so you guys can actually hopefully you can see a little bit better how these suspensions are set up. It's pretty standard, but still at the same time, it's really cool. Some of the ideas that they've come up with and some of the stuff that has been left alone. It's still the same thing over all these years. Interesting feel on that rear diff. A little chunky. We might have to, after we get done, well, it might just need a little break in. The front end is, it's got a little bit of chunk to it, but it probably just needs to be run so it can actually get completely lubed up. Oh, there it goes. Just got to spin it around and get the grease all meshed up in there. These tires are awesome. They feel really good. And upon, just sitting back and looking at this thing, it is, the tires definitely wouldn't fit on my other car, and it would have to be changed over because I think this is an 8mm hub. We'll get into that later when we start doing maybe some of the hop-up stuff and get me another 2 or 3 sets of tires because I'm pretty sure I'm going to burn through these pretty quickly because I'll be having too much fun. But anyways, yeah, and I started looking at it last night and I was like, oh, I got to do another video just getting more in depth into the chassis and looking at the hop-up parts. They're sorely needed. I mean, the locked links and all that stuff is just way stiff. The servo is super stiff. So the servo saver, I don't know if you can see that little guy down in there, because every time you turn, It's too light. This little guy right in here, it'll separate when you're turning. So it's not. Yeah, see, it's just not to my liking. So that'll be getting changed too. They have the aluminum bell cranks in there for that, and aluminum drive shaft in here. That may not be necessary, but it'll get a bunch of hop ups later on down the line once we get more used to the car and get a few more scratches on it. So let's get into the book here a little bit. And yeah, like I said, I lied. I'm gonna get the charger out, and then we're gonna find out what our little jumper dude is for. I think that's probably just for maybe rebinding the if it doesn't want to read its own signal. So, and we'll get into the book. We got the little flyer in the back for the optional parts. Got to get me a bunch of those cones too. Going to need those. Those are definitely a need. Not a want, a need. All your shock oils, got the part numbers right here in a list. Then on the back of this one, all the nice little hop-up parts, your hubs, axles, tires, a heat sink for the motor, the center drive shaft. Awesome. Really good stuff. Good old Losi. Don't forget about anything. They already got it hopped up before it even come out on the market. So we're going to get through this. Let's fire up this charger first, and that way we can get an idea of how long it takes to charge this battery. Well, I guess we could do a little system check, because I'm sure there's power in the battery anyways. We can do a little system check, make sure everybody's happy. Come on, get out of there. There we are. Now everybody will come out of there. So it looks like to me, this is just a double mini C. That will hook this guy to this guy, and into this. This is your little, I guess, your little smart charger for just plugging into your computer or to regular old power supply for your cell phone, plugging it into the car when you're field racing. You don't have to worry about taking a charger with you. You just probably want to just get you an extra battery so that you can actually have one on the charger, and then out playing, and once it's dead, you can swap them out and be ready for the next heat or whatever. So let's get this little guy plugged in here. I wanted to set up here on a table right outside the front door so that I actually had a plug to plug into so that we can get going on that. Let's see, what time do we got? Not gonna tell me. Oh well. Oh, we wanted to do a system check before we did that anyways. Hang on. Let's do that. Let's do a little system check. Actually, you know what? I need one of my stands. Hang on. Hold, please. And what better one to have than one that actually matches the car. There, now we can spin it around. I like that tub. I really like that tub. Now all I need to do, because looking at this a little bit more, yeah, like I said, it is much smaller. It doesn't seem to be too much smaller, but it is quite a bit smaller. 8mm hubs. The wheels are smaller than the 10th scale touring cars, but hey, not much in the way of 10th scale racing around here anymore. And I wish there was. I know, I'm repeating myself. So, let's do this. Break out the batteries that come with it. Get those in. We'll do a little system check. No, let's put these on here so we don't lose them. My little magnetic strip on this side so nothing runs away. Now let's get the book out. It tells you exactly how you're supposed to load it. Scoot that out of the way here for a second. Be sure you go through and read all your goodies. Us guys that have been in this for a little while, we always bypass this because it's just like, yeah, whatever. But sometimes there's different stuff in here that you got to read. Shows you how to put your charger together. It's already demonstrated with that. Here's your battery install. There's your charger and your battery install right there. Shows you which direction to put them so it'll actually work and not freak out on you. Let's do that. I noticed last night too that this radio will not stand up like this. The bottom has got a peak in it. So it's got two little, almost looks like it could be a taser at the same time. Just pull the trigger and zap somebody. But it's made to actually sit down like that. It will not stand up. That peak keeps it from standing up. So you always got to set her down. Unlike some of our other radios, they'll stand up, but you always run the risk of it falling over. So let's get our batteries in here. Power it on. I see a red light and it's probably searching for something because there's no battery in the car, so. And then we'll just leave this loose for right now. Make sure there's enough in there to do that with. Do a little systems check here. Radio first, always. Then your car. Oh, confirmed connection. Oh, very sensitive throttle. Nice. Yeah, that's set on 50%. That's full throttle, 50%. That little booger's actually pretty quick. This is your 50% power mode. Run that diff in a little bit. Nice. Then you're 75%. Yeah, it sounds the same. Now, we want to be a little bit quiet because Mama's still sleeping anyways. So, everybody seems to be working. Our little fan is running. Yeah, that's actually kind of cool. Got the fan and it's actually blowing onto the motor too. That's awesome. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Let's see if I can. A little old fan in there. Nice and quiet. Yep, it's got it. Got its own little cooling system. You know, these air-cooled things are. So, okay. We'll shut that off. Unplug this. We don't want to be. Then turn your radio off. Oops. Gotta hold it. Okay, cool. Good to know. Learning curve. Plug that little puppy in so we can see how long it takes to do that. But anyways, while that is going, go back on through the book here and see what else we got happening here. The ESC, it's all Spectrum goodies in there. And it does have the little diagram on the speed control, so you can mess with those little. Oops, I'm not even in screen. How rookie of me. It has on the speed control right there, right down here, and it tells you what you can do. The upper row there is your modes for forward and reverse, or forward brake, forward reverse brake. So however you set that little pot, right now it's set for forward, reverse, and brake. You can set to where it's only forward only and brake by just moving that over. And then the lower one is for the battery for either nickel metal hydride or a lipo. It's set for lipo because that's what came with it. Yeah, we'll see about getting some more batteries because I'm sure I'm going to have at least one more. I'm going to have one more. Especially if I decide to go out and terrorize somebody's parking lot somewhere. And we've gotten a couple of parking lots around here that had just gotten a new seal on them. So they are fresh, and that's going to be some good high traction. I got here where I live a concrete pad that used to have a mobile home on it, a manufactured home on it, and the ground got too soft, so they had to take it off. So it's just an open concrete pad over there. So that's where we're going to do our running video later, and see how well it does on no prep. No prep the tires, no prep the concrete, no prep nothing. Just go out and do a little running around. So, you go through, just got to read your book, make sure all your systems work, check the chassis, make sure your tires are good, make sure everything's not going to fall apart. I wanted to see if there was something in here about the spec on the speed control, about what it can take, because it says it's a 2-in-1, so it's the speed control and receiver. The battery it comes with is a 2S. I'm just wondering if it might be able to handle a 3S battery. So, and that's where you read your book at. Make sure. Then you get down here through the book a little bit, and you have a nice little parts list of all nice little replacement parts. I was looking through it last night, and you can get the bodies in clear so that you can do your own thing, which will lead to, I'm sure, a lot of Days of Thunder, some Dick Trickles, some Ricky Bobbies. And what was the other one that I was thinking of? But it was too old. And pardon the background noises. These guys are at work. This is my day off, and it is a weekday, so these guys are working up back here. So, but yeah, here's the second part. Here's the second page of parts. Awesome. Plenty of replacement parts. Got all the part numbers, everything. Chevy clear glass car body, and it does say, as everybody's been mentioning in some of their other videos, the Grom. I'm not familiar with the Grom. Never had one. I haven't had any Losi since '02. I don't think. Cause I think the last Losi that I actually had, well, the last three that I had, I made into one for Dirt Oval, and it was a 4-wheel drive buggy, a 2-wheel drive. Oh no, the sedan and the rally car, and I combined them all together to make a an open wheel Dirt Oval 4-wheel drive, which that was in 2001, 2002, before brushless and the lipos and all that. So we're still running brushed motors, 540 can, fun stuff, building stuff that, and then back then, even our races were only 4 minutes because you're on nickel metal hydrides and they don't last that long, especially when you're drawing on them with a 10-turn single in a 4-wheel drive Dirt Oval buggy and you're going send it mode all the way around the track. Too much fun. Melted a lot of batteries, and the car would never make time, no matter how much I I geared it down. So that's when I decided to go to on road and start enjoying some 4-cell pan cars. Super fun. Still doing the sedans then though too. So that's when I was still running sedans, and I had two different ones. I had the Losi, which at that time I wasn't really super impressed with because they were actually doing a belt, and I didn't like it. And then the other one was the TC3, which was shaft drive like this is, and still to this day my favorite car. I wish Associated still kept with the TC series, but I was watching on the TC series a little bit, looking them up, and found that they went to belt drive on the TCs, on the TC5, I think it was. I was like, no, shaft drive is so much more efficient. But that's just me. So, anyhow, now that we've checked our systems, gone through our book a little bit, make sure that everything is good and in running order, and I'm just going to, once we get finished up here, I'm going to go through and just do a little wheel tightening and get the tools out and stuff anyways, and do a little bit of torque checking. And then I'll see if I can actually get a running video up of this. Oh, I just noticed I'm kind of representing a bunch of stuff that I probably shouldn't yet. My Rock Pirate shirt and using my Vanquish pad. I did have my arms across it most of the time, but that's okay. Anyways, as you know, this is only the second video of this. I'm not any kind of a sponsored anything, and just here to have fun and show people what I like to play with. So, here in a little bit, I'll probably, once that battery gets charged up, we're going to, I'm going to go see about, I'm going to go learn myself how to do a running video. on my own. I've filmed a little bit here and there when I go out to some crawling events for other people, just so I got them on video, but I can never get mine done right. So, with that being said, thank you for watching. Hit that subscribe button, comment, like, hit the bell so that you know when another one's coming up. Just let me know what you think about all this, and we're just going to keep on rolling with it and see what happens. So, thank you for watching, and I'll see y'all later.